I think this might be the greatest Spider-Man suit of all time.
Over the weekend, right? A little
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday action.
Friday,
It,
Saturday, Sunday action, really.
filming officially began for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And with that, a first look at Shaboy Tom Holland in the new Brand New Day suit, followed by an array of behind the scenes photos. Let's first talk about the suit. One of the most important things when it comes to Spider-Man, probably the biggest hero in the world, if not him, Batman, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
and uh and the suit is a big deal, and a lot of people had a lot of opinions. David Thompson, our resident webhead,
That's
we're
right.
all webheads, you know.
Who
Like
isn't?
who does love Spider-Man?
Who among
um
us?
who among us? All that said, you saw the suit. Tom Holland walked on in, doomsday style reveal, I'll say. What did you think of the suit, and what did you think of the release?
Dude, I mean, first off, let's just talk about the way they went about this, right? So Friday, we get the like teaser, the close up, we're getting the raised webs, we're getting an idea of what it's going to be. Is it the No Way Home suit? Is it that final swing suit? Is it something new? All this really was getting at they were filming, the first thing they were filming for Spider-Man Brand New Day was outdoors. So, with outdoors, as we all know, being in the business, that means set photos are coming. And these have been I think they expected that and are kind of embracing it, like with the way they're going about this. I mean, Tom Holland literally posted a set photo on his Instagram yesterday as an official photo. Like at the direct, we don't share like on our social media set photos really, but we got to share on our MCU direct page Tom Holland's post, which is a set photo, but it's so cool because it is an official one. They're embracing it. The transparency has been really cool, getting ahead of it. Um, not to I want to answer a question about the suit in a second, Matt. I want to ask you though quickly, what did you think of this kind of rollout? Because it's something we really haven't seen before. It like they teased the suit, they showed us the suit, they got ahead of it because it was Saturday. They showed us the suit that morning, and then it was by tomorrow or yesterday, so Sunday, we were seeing all the set photos. What do you think about how I guess Sony, Marvel, the Spider-Man team kind of handled this rollout?
I thought it was really smart. I think they did exactly what you just said. They knew with their first few days of shooting, especially, with the announcement that they've begun filming. Everybody knows it's in glass now. There was that report that they shut down like 60 streets for a sequence that they were filming or something, which
Yeah,
is awesome. And we know that that means building to building swinging, which makes me very happy. Or a lot of Spider-Man on top of a car, which
got
is
the
also a
tank rolling through.
very
Yeah,
awesome Spider-Man thing. I think they knew, like you said, with that type of filming and on location outside, they knew that there was going to be behind the scenes photos released. They wanted to be the ones to reveal the suit for the first
hmm
time,
hmm
and they scheduled it accordingly.
Yeah,
This all this stuff was probably recorded months ago, right? Or within the last month or so.
recently,
Uh,
yeah.
because yeah, but like they knew, like, on this day at this time, bang, we're gonna let people know that the suit is coming, and then the very next day, bang, here's the full suit, and then
Right.
they were able to organically supplement that with a array of behind the scenes photos. And again, another level of what they're doing. They had Tom Holland interact with
Yeah.
bystanders,
Yeah.
like hanging out with kids, doing the Spider-Man thing
So
that he
good.
has always been so great at doing as Spider-Man, which I'm sure Toby and Andrew did as well. I just don't know as much of it. Um, God,
Andrew
imagine
for
being a
sure.
kid. Imagine being a kid in the hospital and Toby Maguire walks into your fucking room. I would lose my mind. Oh man. I'd be like, Mom, the guy from Pleasantville is here. Um,
Good movie.
great movie.
Okay.
Uh, but I will
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
I really like the rollout. I like how they're owning it.
Yeah.
I like how they're leaning in on the suit of it all, because Spider-Man in general, especially because of the video games, which are such a big deal. You see the movies be influenced by that over. Far From Home was directly influenced by the Spider-Man video games. There's no doubt about that. And the suit of it all is very important. Bringing that in, showing us this suit specifically, I think was a really awesome move.
Yeah. So what is this suit? What are we talking about here? I think this might be the greatest Spider-Man suit of all time. and we haven't even seen it in action. We haven't even seen it on the big screen, and we're not going to see it on the big screen for basically a year. But it is and it isn't the final swingsuit, which I think is a pretty interesting talking point because I tweeted something like this where it feels like an elevation, not a deviation, which I think is a really
Yeah.
positive thing. They're not going away from that. It just seems like naturally what Peter's next evolution of this suit would have been. Namely, the logo is just longer a little bit, and it maybe has a little less sparkle and shimmer to the blue. Maybe a little
Hmm.
less bright, even though it's hard with the colors exactly, like in the lighting and stuff.
And they can and will adjust that.
Yeah, and exactly. And there's one really good set photo where you can see there is a shine to the pants. Now, one thing that's really interesting to me, Matt, so forever I have said the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is my favorite. Andrew Garfield's final suit, which is ironically his TASM 1 suit, is my least favorite. I hate that suit. But TASM 2 is great. That's the one he came back with. It's got the big eyes, you know. This suit is very much so like that one. And people have been pointing
Yeah.
out, like literally from how the belt is, like how it's not like a point like Toby's, where even the blue cuts off on the arms. This one's a little bit different. The spacing of the webbing's a little bit like wider. Like if you look at Andrews, he has like more webs just on his like chest and torso and stuff. We get the web shooters, a big talking point online, which I want to dive into. What pleasantly surprised me, well, two things. The logo I think is awesome. I think the Spidey symbol on the front and the back looks immaculate. It looks perfect. I really enjoy, I think, how his eyes look, which is something that, it's a slight tweak from what we were getting in the MCU, but it's still very much so noticeably, recognizably Tom Holland Spider-Man, which I actually like. Like some people were,
Mhm.
so in the official reveal, we didn't get the mask. So it actually was officially, I guess until Tom Holland's Instagram post, we didn't have the official look at the masks quite yet. But based on what I'm seeing, it looks like they widened them a little bit. They basically elongated the
The
eyes
eyes.
just slightly, like made them a little
Mhm.
bit longer, which I think could be really cool because once again, I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man eyes will be like retractable or whatever you call it. Like, what's the best way? Like adjustable, I
Dynamic,
guess. Yeah,
interactive. Yeah.
dynamic, interactive. They're lenses, that actually move. And I've always liked that about the MCU Spider-Man in any iteration. Someone pointed out that I think was a really great call. Even his homemade suit, his pajama suit had interactive eyes. They had the moving eyes. So I love it. Like this is a 99-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, just like it is trying to be just purely a Spider-Man suit. No frills, no gimmicks, no nothing. It is just red and blue and perfect. Like I'm genuinely in love with it. I'm of course raving, but I am just a Spider-Man shill, and there's no two ways about it. So Matt, what do you think of it? You're more of like I feel like the suit design kind of a guy than
Yeah.
me. Like I'm really not as I just don't really think about it quite as much.
Yeah, it's most of what I think about in all comic book movies. Really, I think the suit is such a big deal. Not not in a way that like impacts the movie as much. A great example of that, does the collar on Superman's suit really change anything about that movie at all? No.
Right.
But that was a great suit because it was bright and colorful, and boy did it feel like Superman. And Corin Sweat's whole thing about the trunks,
Yeah.
why would Superman wear the trunks? It's so silly and cartoonish. It's to be silly and cartoonish, more approachable to kids,
That's the
more
point.
more just accessible as a god, right? Um, which I think is all great. And this suit gives me all of those same feelings. It's like you said, it's like a 2.0 version of the final swing suit, which I still think is the best Spider-Man suit we've ever gotten. That's probably my favorite suit over TASM 2, even though like
You think more than this one? Like just based on
I want to see it in action first.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like you said, the colors will go up. Yeah, the colors won't be exactly what we see here, because what you do when you film a movie with a practical suit like this is a lot of the times the idea is to find as much of a neutral ground as you can with the colors, So you can then later adjust. If you go into filming with the suit with the exact colors that you're going for,
Right.
color correcting the entire thing becomes much more tasking because when you adjust the background, you then have to adjust the suit, this, that, the other. So
Mm.
the idea oftentimes is to mute it originally in RAW and then bring it up a little bit in post because if you start super bright, it's harder to get brighter and it's
Mm.
harder to go down. So coming up a little bit is always the move.
Yeah.
So I want to see it in action before I give that official. If it plays as well as I think it's going to, I think it will be my favorite suit.
Yeah.
Um,
And to be fair, the final swingsuit, pure CGI. Like that was, Holland never got in that suit for No Way Home,
yeah,
right? So it's kind of
yeah, but
interesting to
it's
think,
it's perfect.
oh
you
my
know,
gosh, yeah.
and
I
it might
mean,
just be the scene, it might just be the scene too, but um yeah, I really like this suit. I love and this is in the script for No Way Home that he made a suit that resembled both Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, like the greatest thing in the world. The eyes are interesting because in the season last night, as part of my slow rewatch of the Infinity Saga, I watched Spider-Man Homecoming. Great
mm,
movie.
great movie.
Great movie. The suit is like in the entire movie. You know what I mean? Like the MacGuffin of the movie is the suit.
Right.
So a lot of
You're
focus
nothing
on the suit
without
in that
this
movie.
suit. Maybe you don't deserve the
That's
suit at all.
all. That's also just an unbelievable suit. You know what I mean? Like that's a definitive MCU Spider-Man suit, and I love it. But you made a good point. The pajama suit also had retractable eyes, so I don't see why this one wouldn't as well.
Hmm.
That I think is the biggest thing that changes from Toby and Andrew into Tom Holland is the eye movement, right? It allows
Totally.
for so much within this character. When you watch Spider-Man 1, one of the biggest complaints about Spider-Man 1 upon rewatch is the fact that it's so much of Toby and Willem Dafoe,
Yeah.
no emotion on their faces because they're both wearing non-dynamic masks. Um, but yeah, man, I think the reveal was great. I think the suit is awesome. I can't imagine it's the only suit we'll get. This is Spider-Man after all. But
Yeah.
if this is where we're starting and the conversation has been peaked all over. I had that tweet about comic book movies that skip the origin.
Mm. Yes.
And a lot of people pointed out that the Spider-Man origin is the entire Homecoming trilogy, which is probably my favorite thing in all of comic book movies is the fact that that trilogy is an origin story, and now we get this Peter Parker. We got Spider-Man as an Avenger. Now we get Spider-Man as a grounded, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and this suit is the perfect way to do that. The web shooters you mentioned,
Yeah.
they're kind of money, dude. They're pretty great. You have to assume there's no like advanced AI in this suit, so the web shooters
Mm.
take on a different life because in Homecoming, the shooters activate a lot of the suit for more or less. But man, these look like door hinges put
Yeah.
together to create a web shooter,
Yeah.
and that's so fucking rad. I'm really excited for that aspect of it, and I'm excited for what they do in the movie to kind of zoom in on the suit a little bit. Here's all the different things about the suit that maybe has changed about the most recent one. I don't think they'll have Tom Holland be like, so yeah, here's all the things that are different about my suit. But they'll
Well,
have
show
moments
us.
where they'll see the web shooter in action be a little different. They'll see the eyes. First time the eyes move is going to be a big one, probably in the trailer. All those different things. I can't wait to see the presentation of the suit as much as I'm excited about the suit itself.
Yeah, and I think it's also great too, like jumping off of like seeing it in action. Like it's also just so cool as a Spider-Man fan, as a comic movie fan, just to see him in an actual practical suit, which is in the MCU has been a little bit more of a game of back and forth because there's a lot of Tom Holland's performances. I think especially in like Iron Spider, of course, like where he's just in a mocap. It's a mocap performance, which is something that I don't necessarily prefer, but it suited the story with
Yeah,
Iron Spider especially. But even in his introduction in Civil War, that in that introductory scene, that's why it changes in Homecomings, and of course in Homecoming we do get a practical suit, and we have those awesome other great set photos. Really, I mean, if you think about it, some of the best set photos we've gotten in the MCU have been Spider-Man, have been Tom
yeah,
Holland Spider-Man, where it's like, holy shit, like that's actually him. And it just keeps happening. And you mentioned it, how the entire home trilogy was the origin story. this suit to me embodies a brand new day. It really does. It's taking what you just said, the canonical connection of this Peter 1 being influenced from Peter 2 and 3 on their suits, which is what we know from the script of No Way Home. So beautiful, so perfect. I mean, it's just like complete money. And I'm so happy. We will probably get more than one suit. There's also there's already conversation of like, was the first suit we saw in that little tease the same one as now? Like some evidence points to no, which is whatever, man. Just I'm just looking at this suit now. I'm not going to get into all that until we learn otherwise. But you know, MCU has been known for giving Spidey a lot of suits. The Night Monkey of it all, the Inside Out suit from No Way Home, the gold embedded suit in No Way Home, which was not necessary but kind of to sell toys. And I still kind of love that suit, honestly.
It's rad.
Great CGI, like it's
It
unbelievable.
was
That's
necessary for the final fight to
yeah,
find out which one was Tom.
right. Yeah, he's stood out. Peter Wooden stood out. So, dude, I'm buzzing. And I really think the suit looks awesome. Like seeing DDC on set as well, like just this giant smile on his face. It's like, man, like we're doing the thing. We're back to square one with Spider-Man, but we're seeing him grow up. Like seeing the like last thing on the suit, like just seeing those the first reveal photos, we posted about on the direct and I posted about it too, like seeing Tom Holland in 2016 it, on set of Homecoming with his, that suit on, and now seeing him in 2025 on set for Brand New Day. It's just so cool. Like we all should be just like grateful for what I've been beating this drum since No Way Home. It seemed like they were coming back. Like we are just so blessed as Spider-Man fans, genuinely. Like I
Yeah.
seriously mean that. Like especially with all this Sony shit, like the fact that this actually has been working out and is continuing to work out, and that we get a fourth Spider-Man movie for finally, like since 2007, we've been promised of Spider-Man 4. We're finally getting one. And this one feels all the more natural. It is a true, we are just, that was the first chapter, those first three movies. And it feels perfectly normal to now go into the next chapter. And Tom's only 29. He can still keep playing this character for a long time. He seems really refreshed and happy to be back. I'm glad he got the break away from the character for a few years because it was a lot. He did so many movies between 2019 and 2021 as Spider-Man. Like that had to have been a lot on him. I'm glad he got the break. I'm glad he's back. And I'm so happy that we're getting this new evolution of it's the same character, but it feels new. And this suit really like embodies that in the best of ways. And yeah, it's just awesome. Like I am just giddy as a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about it ad nauseum for the next year. But my favorite thing about it is it's a Spider-Man movie where he is a veteran Spider-Man doing veteran Spider-Man shit with veteran Spider-Man mentality. But it's not just assumed, kind of like we see, not veteran, but like in the Batman and in Superman, we see them hit the ground running
Yeah.
as the heroes that they are. Same with Fantastic Four, right? But this is a special situation where we're going to get that. It's going to organically be a veteran hero in the middle of his superhero run, but we've seen everything that came before.
Hmm.
And it's such a cool thing. It's one of my favorite things.
Very cool.
Some other details about the movie have been released. We knew Frank Castle was going to be in it. He was seen on set. Uh, it's been confirmed that Mark Ruffalo will be returning. We think it's the Hulk, but Mark Ruffalo at least will be coming back.
Oh,
So
it's the
a
Hulk,
lot,
baby. Let's go.
right. A lot of interesting things there about how they can play that, and more, maybe more importantly, not just Hulk in a Spider-Man movie, but how does this set up Hulk for future movies? As one of the last two OG Avengers left. Three, Hawkeye. But another big confirmation, Michael Mando is returning as Scorpion, who was shown briefly in Spider-Man Homecoming. I watched it last night, and in the post-credit scene was teased as somebody who's hunting down Spider-Man. Uh, Something I completely forgot about that movie was Michael Mando as Scorpion. He is just shown in that movie as like just one of the guys buying guns
Hmm.
from Vulture, and is just knocked off the back of the
Yep.
ferry with a
That's him.
car.
Yep.
Like he's not knocked off by a person, a car knocks him off.
Yeah.
Then obviously he goes to jail. Um, he this is such an interesting character to come back and be a part of this movie because outside of that post-credit scene, we have nothing. We don't know anything about this guy. We know he's got a scorpion tattoo, and that is it. And
Yeah.
that's a really funny way to bring it back. But like any Spider-Man movie, having that kind of first level villain or like just like secondary fight villain is huge. We got Shocker in Homecoming, and various others, the Elementals and Far From Home, stuff like that. It's gonna be really cool to see him come back. And what does a live action Scorpion suit look like? We're finally gonna find out. We are finally going to find out what a live action Scorpion suit looks like, which is a very tough suit with how it all works. How is it going to play? I can't wait to find out. Um,
Yeah, me too.
Spider-Man, brand new day. The hype train has officially begun, David.
Oh my gosh.
Um, we are on a
Like
collision course. Of
I love, and it was all Spider-Man Day too, August 1st. Like
course.
what wonderful timing. Just feeding us all the goods. Really quick on Scorpion. I do kind of feel like this is going to be one of those. He'll be back, but not in a big role. Like you mentioned, like we don't know much about this guy. I could assume maybe we won't learn that much more in this movie. If I were to guess, I feel like it's a crowded film. We already kind of know that. Like we now have the Hulk is in this movie. Like that is huge confirmation. I think that we do get the Savage Hulk back. I think that's part. I know part of the Hollywood Reporter article that broke this. They mentioned like I think Boris Kitt wrote it. Heat Vision legend. He in the report he said, or sorry, he wrote that Hulk, Spider-Man, Punisher are probably gonna like throw hands before they kind of realize who the actual bad guy is, which I think is a really great kind of like way of saying like, yeah, of course, the Hulk's in the movie, Punisher's in the movie, they're gonna fight each other,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be this, and it's like, let's do it, man. This is great. Talk about the influence of the video games. That's what this feels like to me. Just throwing
Yeah.
everything out there. Sadie sings this movie as an X. We don't know what character, right? And then the main, yeah, X gonna give it to you. The main, villain rumor is Mr. Negative, which we have no confirmation of. Like even people thought it was getting confirmed at the set photos. It was not confirmed during the set photos. Like we really don't know the confirmation. And what's beautiful about all this, and we can get off Spider-Man after this, where we're at with the hype train, we know all these parts and pieces, but we don't know a lot of them, and we really don't know what this movie's about at all. Like we really don't know right now, and we're a year away, and we shouldn't know. But I hope filming goes well. I hope they don't have any hiccups. I hope they get through this smoothly. I can't wait to see Hulk back. I think Hulk and Spider-Man in a marketing this movie is going to be crazy. $1 billion coming next summer. Can't wait. And getting what I assume is going to be that, angry Hulk back in the MCU. And like you said, and we have a year to talk about this. Once we get know more and hear more, like how does Bruce Banner, like how does that then lead into the future if he's in Avengers, which I assume he'll be back for? There's a lot. It's exciting times. The hype train, like you said, the hype train's here.